My name is Shanice. Thank you. This is called the communion. That broken body, bruised and bloodied, hung up on the cross, he did all that just for us. So we take the communion. We take the bread and we break it in reverence to show that his body was broken in pieces. It's done to show a love that goes beyond what we know that peace is. And we never had to ask. No one had to do any begging or say any pleases, yet that body was broken for 1,000 offenses, 10,000 treasons, almost 8 billion sinners, and all down to just one reason. One person, beyond human, that execution. And still we call it a communion, as in symbolism of the true union. Him and us, a seamless fusion, given for us a love not left unproven, the ultimate conclusion to the problem of sin, a perfectly final resolution, the communion. The bread broken 1,000 times in 1,000 places, transcending races. A story written on over 1,000 pages and etched in our hearts about the bread that is the body of the one that was and is, that was broken and is ascendant. A remembrance, not of the manna that fell from heaven, but the bread that was unleavened to show he is not leaving. And not in a manner that is unworthy, but an eternally given and divine body given for everybody, dead then alive. But my God, he is not a zombie, he is alive. My God is risen. He is the reason. The risen Prince of Peace is the reason we break this bread to pieces. So what is communion, one might ask? Well, it's not an obligation or a religious ritual or task, but a celebration that is intentional and scriptural. In fact, declaring he was broken so we could be made whole in him. That's why we win souls and let them know of him and of the communion. A sacred institution. A written essay with a solid thesis that says our bodies are immune to all sickness and diseases. So there are no coughs, no wheezes, no viruses, and no sneezes. It says we are immune to all manner of illness. So we take the communion and God sees it. He said he has given us this world, so take it, seize it. His word goes up beyond the mountains and down through the valleys it reaches. So we go upwards and forwards, rising higher, and all decreases, he decreases. My words have power. They're not just speeches. My weapons are not carnal, so the victories never ceases. This is just a snippet of his will, his testament. Yet have you received it? Are you a witness? Do you do as he commanded? And by that do you hear and do, or do you just preach it? Do you even really believe it? Do you get the significance? Do you understand why we take the communion? Do you know the meaning and the true reality of the sacred union? Do you recognize the sovereignty of the church through the only Son? Did you comprehend the severity of what was said and what was done? Did you drink eternal life from the blood? Eternity from a cup? And when I talk about drinking blood, I'm not referring to those fictional vampires, because we do not hide from the sun. On the contrary, we shine bright and bring light and rule empires to the sun. We are set ablaze by his glory. We live to serve him only as souls on fire. The story's been set, this course is written, we can only go higher. And so if life is like a game of baseball, we get to rule and call the play just like the umpire. We have dominion, our word is law, so we can walk into a war and declare a ceasefire. So stop sleeping and slumbering. It is time for the unmasked crusaders to emerge. We have been left in command, so on your marks, rise up and take charge. The blood that slays demons flows in us, so when you think of earth's mightiest heroes, forget the Avengers and think of the church. Because that is our ultimate and final form, and that is why we partake of the communion. So we will never be broken again. We can never be slave to any kind of pain. We drink the blood of the Lamb that was slain to show that the sacrifice was never in vain. And so we take the bread that is his body, and we take of the cup that is his blood, and we thank the Lord for his sacrifice, for his love, for his life giving for us, his church, of which I'm a member of, and you are too. So we take the communion, and God, we remember you and your love like no other. which should be celebrated every day of every month of the year, not just once in December. That's why we take the communion and we remember the victory that was gained on the cross for us and will forever remain, and more than never being broken again. That bruised and bloodied body means we live in the realm of the Spirit, and yet in this world we reign. Through Him, eternally, triumphantly, we reign. And we will meet Him again in what will be the most beautiful and glorious reunion. And that is why we take the communion. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.